Hey everybody, Mr. Johnny here. Welcome back to Virtually BGCMC. In this video, we are going to draw Bulbasaur from Pokemon. All you're going to need for this drawing, as usual, is a paper, pencil, and eraser. And we're going to start off this drawing, as we usually do, with our big basic shapes first. So we're going to get an oval here for the head. And when we draw, we always want to start off very lightly. So we're keeping these shapes nice and soft. Big oval for the head. And then we're going to get another oval tucked back here for the body. A little bit of a difference in this shape between this and the head. The back part we want a little bit flat. So I'm going to flatten it out here. There's still a curve, but it's not as round as the oval for the head, okay? And one thing you want to look out for as well is that the body is going to be about the same size as the head here, okay? So we got the head, we got the body, and then here for the leaves on his back, we're going to start off with a shape like this. Point it up here at the top, and then come back down the other side, like so. You don't want to make it too wide because we're still going to add a couple parts to the outside, but just to get the idea of the size and shape of this part, we just want to put this in for now, just like that, okay? And then we're going to put the legs in next, but before we draw the legs, what I'm going to do is down here, I'm going to draw a line going straight across. This is going to be a guideline for us to follow so that all the legs are the same length, okay? So for this first leg, we want to start it right under the chin of the head. I'm going to draw this a little bit darker, actually. Okay. So again, the leg, we're starting the first one underneath the head here, and then drawing the line going down. These lines I'm drawing for the legs are not completely straight. I'm putting a little bit of a curve in them here. Then the next leg is going to come over here, about where the side of the head is on here. We're going to come down from there and here. So it's okay that these lines are crossing with the body, because eventually we're going to erase certain lines that we don't need, and then the full body shape is going to look a lot more clear. Okay, and then we're going to tuck a leg right back here, one of the back legs. Part of it's going to be covered up by this leg, so we don't want to see the whole thing. And then this very back leg here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow the curve of the body here, and once I get to about here, I'm just going to follow it straight down and get the leg going down all the way to this guideline that we drew here. Okay, then we'll get the other body, or the other side of the leg, coming down from the body on this side. All right, so this is the basic shape that we need. Now we could start adding the details, and we'll start with the head and work our way to the rest of the body. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a midline just to guide myself here on making sure that all the features of the face are going to be evenly placed. All right, so I got my vertical midline. Since he's looking off to the side, I put it off to the side a little bit, and then the horizontal midline is going to come this way, like that. So from there, to get the actual head shape, we need to make a few adjustments. And one of those adjustments is here, right where the midline is meeting the side of the head. we're going to add a little volume here. So a little curve going out, and that's going to be the cheek. Okay, so we get a little curve and then bring it right back down underneath the chin here. And I'm going to darken this line only up to here, because you see in the final drawing, we have a little bit of a gap there. So I want to just stop this line here. And then for the other side of the head, I'm going to follow this up to about there. And here is where we have one of the ears. So I'm going to get an ear here. And these are kind of triangle shaped. They're actually kind of like cat ears is how I see them. So you want to get an ear here. And then we'll do another ear all the way on this side. And from here, right in between those ears, we could darken up this line. The lines that we're darkening up are going to be part of the final drawing. And I darken them up when I know that I'm at the point where I'm not going to be erasing them, right? So the lines that we're keeping light are the lines that we still will possibly adjust later in the drawing. But these lines, I'm sure they are how I want them to be. So I'm going to make them dark. Okay, just cleaning up a little bit here. Then for the head or the face, we're going to start with the eyes. And the bottom of the eyes are going to come right along the midline here. I'm not drawing a completely straight line. Again, I'm just adding a little bit of a curve to it. That slight curve is going to add some softness to the drawing, so it doesn't feel so stiff. Okay, and then as we go up on the top part of the eyes, we're going for sort of a triangle shape here. And then before I do the details inside the eyes, I'm going to draw the other one just so I make sure that the eyes are matching in the size and nothing is off. And, you know, we don't want them to have some crooked looking eyes. So I'm going to make sure I get this shape right first before I start adding more details. And I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to darken this up. And with the details inside in the eyes, he's looking off in this direction. So to make it look like he's looking off to the side, this part, we're gonna kind of cut right down the middle of the eye shape here. And then we're gonna get an oval shape in here. That's gonna be the highlight. So we wanna keep this as white as possible. And then we shade this part in. Okay, and same thing for this eye. Down the middle, put our highlight, then we shade it in. You want to try to get your shading as evenly as possible, or as even as possible. And one way to do that is if you shade really soft, you don't have to press hard with your pencil, but you can just go really soft. And then the more times you go over it with a soft touch, it's going to get darker and darker. So you just go over it as many times as you need until you get the darkness that you want. Okay. Now for the nose, quite simple. We're just going to do a little dash on either side of this midline here. Okay. And the mouth is going to stretch. I'm going to start with a guideline first and drawing really soft. So it's going to stretch from this side of the face. You see how it kind of lines up with the outer edge of this eye. And then we're going to stretch it all the way across to the other side. And here, you know, this guideline is more or less just a straight line going across and then curling up. But if you notice the details, he has a little dip here on his lip. So to get the exact shape that we're looking for, we're going to come here to the middle. You see the midline is guiding us again. And we're gonna do a little triangle shape going down, but you don't wanna make it so pointy. You wanna round out this tip just a little bit. And then once you get that shape in there, now you could darken up this line as part of the final drawing. And any part you don't need, you can erase. See? So all these guidelines that we drew at first, we don't really need them anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of them. Nice. Okay. So we'll work our way up to here. The bulb on his back, I think that's where he gets his name from, Bulbasaur. And here on either side, we're just gonna add an extra point here. And then we wanna follow this shape that we already drew, see? So that's gonna be the extra layer of all these leaves that he has resting on his back here as well. I think I made this point come out a little too far, so I'm gonna make this one come in pretty close. You see how much closer these are compared to here? I think I like that better. Okay, again, following this curve going around. And now to do the final details, we're gonna get these legs in. I'm gonna darken up here and here, okay? And then on the bottom, or the bottom of the body, I should say, here, I'm just gonna darken up this part going across like that, all right? Same here, darken up the legs and here. And then here, I'm gonna follow this line, but I'm stopping right as I meet with the back leg there. So when you do this, let me darken this up and follow it all the way around back to there. So when you do this and then get rid of those lines that you don't need anymore, that's when you start to really see the form of the body take shape. You see that? Okay. For the toes, very simple. We do 3 spikes going across. And then at the top of each of those spikes, we just connect them with a curve. And then that's going to give you the look that they're like claws coming out. Okay, so again, 3 here, curve. For this foot, I'm only going to fit 1 in. It depends on how far out you made this leg. So I could only fit 1 here. On this drawing, I actually fit 2, but this one will do 1. And then 3 here for the back leg. Nice. Okay, so we're almost there. All we need to do are these freckles going throughout his body. And these you could get creative with these shapes. Yours don't have to look exactly like mine. And in fact, I think it's even better if you just go for it and just be free with these shapes. This is the part of the drawing where you could put your own creativity into it. Okay. So these shapes, they're not like pure squares or pure rectangles, diamond shapes. You could just make them up as you go along. And I'm gonna put my last one in here. Looks good. I started them light because I wanted to see how they look first. And then now that I have them all in place, and I think they look okay. So I'm gonna darken up the lines a little bit. See? It's always good to start light first, just to see how it looks. And then once you're happy with it, you could darken up your lines as you need to. There we go. Now I think I'm even gonna add a little extra one here. Okay, So there you go. That's Bulbasaur. Your drawing does not have to finish here. If you want, you can add color. You could outline your lines with pen and or marker, and you can make this into a really nice finished art piece. This is just the beginning, okay? And if you'd like, we'd love to see your artwork. So in the description below, we have ways you could send in your artwork and possibly be featured on our YouTube or social media or website. So thanks for joining us for today, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.